The city of Ashfall lived up to its name. A perpetual haze of gray dust hung in the air, a byproduct of the massive, soul-fueled alchemical furnaces that dotted its skyline. Here, life revolved around soul fragments, the shimmering, ephemeral remnants of sentient beings. They were currency, power, and the very fuel for civilization. Alchemists, revered and feared, were the gatekeepers of this power, their vast corporations, the Scriptoriums, holding dominion over Ashfall's existence. Arin, a gaunt 19-year-old apprentice, moved like a ghost through the labyrinthine corridors of the obsidian Scriptorium. His days were spent sifting ash from deactivated furnaces, reclaiming inert dust, and preparing raw materials for the soul draw, the brutal process by which fresh soul fragments were extracted from newly deceased individuals, or, more disturbingly, from those deemed excess by the Scriptorium's cold calculus. He was constantly tired, haunted by the whispers that sometimes seemed to rise from the ash, murmurs of pain and loss. He often dismissed them as auditory hallucinations born of exhaustion. His only solace was his younger sister, Elara. Elara, only 12, was vibrant, intelligent, and plagued by a rare, debilitating wasting sickness, a disease known to be caused by long-term exposure to residual Soul-Blight, a consequence of the Scriptorium's unchecked extraction. Her condition was worsening, and the Scriptorium's apothecaries offered only expensive, soul-fragment-rich remedies, far beyond Arin's meager means. One fateful evening, a desperate plea for help echoed through the Scriptorium's lower levels. A novice alchemist had mishandled a high-grade soul fragment during a cleansing ritual, and it had exploded, releasing a wave of raw, unstable psychic energy. Arin, closer than any other, was caught in the blast. The pain was excruciating, searing, through his mind and body. As he crumpled to the ground, unconscious, he felt something change within him. When he awoke, the world seemed both the same and utterly different. The omnipresent ash now shimmered with faint, unseen energies, and before his eyes a translucent, ethereal interface pulsed with an otherworldly light. Soul fragment anomaly detected. Initiating system link. Arin. Identity confirmed. Arin. Class acquired. Soul Forge Alchemist. Nascent. Passive skill. Soul Sense. Level 1. Can faintly perceive the presence and general emotional resonance of soul fragments within a small radius. Active skill. Draw Soul Essence. Level 1. Attempt to draw a basic, ambient soul essence strand from dormant or dissipated soul fragments. Success. Rate. Low. 15%. Cost. 5 stamina. 5 focus. Cooldown. 1 minute. New construct schema. Unlocked. Basic soul shard. A rudimentary psionic construct, useful for minor energy infusion or detection. You have gained 5 soul energy. You have gained 1 soul fragment minor. Kaido gasped, staring at the holographic text. Soul fragments, a system, Soul Forge Alchemist. The whispers in the ash now felt like dormant echoes waiting for his touch. His worn, smudged hands, usually stained with ash, now tingled with an unseen power. He had always been a mender of broken things, but now the system promised a path to forge, to reclaim, and perhaps to heal. He knew what he had to do. Find a cure for Elara. Arin staggered away from the detonation site, the phantom pain of the psychic blast still lingering, overshadowed by the surreal presence of the glowing interface. Soul Forge Alchemist, Nascent, flashed across his vision, a constant reminder of the impossible power now stirring within him. He was an alchemist, but one with a unique systemic guidance, fundamentally different from the Scriptorium's destructive methods. Adventurer, Arin. Class. Soul Forge Alchemist, Nascent. Health, 100 soul energy, 5 regenerating plant 10 min. Focus, 100 regenerating plant amen. XP, 0 level 1. Soul Fragments, 1 minor. Skills, Soul Sense, level 1. Draw Soul Essence, Level 1, Construct. Schemas, Basic Soul Shard. Purity, Corruption, 0-100, Neutral. He knew he couldn't practice openly. The Scriptoriums had strict protocols, and anyone exhibiting unsanctioned abilities would be swiftly dealt with. He needed a discreet location. He found refuge in the forgotten, dilapidated sectors beneath the obsidian Scriptorium, a maze of disused storage areas and crumbling utility conduits. Here, the residual soul fragments from centuries of alchemical work were denser, and the ambient psychic energy, though faint, was more accessible. He recalled the instructions for Draw Soul Essence, Level 1, and his first schema, Basic Soul Shard. He took a deep breath, clearing his mind, and focused. He mentally reached out, following the faint glow of ambient soul fragments, visualizing a single shimmering strand pulling from the ether. Attempting to use Draw Soul Essence, Level 1, to create Basic Soul Shard. Cost, 5 stamina, 5 focus. Success rate, low, 15%. Success, you have forged a Basic Soul Shard, minor. You have gained 2 soul energy. You have gained 2 XP. A faint, shimmering, almost transparent crystal shard, no larger than his thumb, materialized in his palm. It pulsed with a gentle inner light. It was tiny, delicate, barely perceptible, but it was real. He had forged his first construct. He touched it mentally, feeling its ephemeral presence. It wouldn't move mountains, but it was a tangible manifestation of his burgeoning power, imbued with a whisper of pure soul. He spent the next few hours practicing, pushing his newfound abilities. Each successful forge, though draining, rewarded him with a small surge of soul energy and XP. His initial failures were frustrating, but the system provided constant feedback, guiding his mental efforts. He also noticed a subtle shift in his purity corruption meter towards purity with each successful pure forge. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 2. Health increased by 10. Soul energy increased by 5. Focus increased by 10. New passive skill, Soul Sense, level 2. Can clearly perceive individual soul fragments, their basic properties, pure or corrupted, and faint echoes of their past emotions. New active skill, Reclaim Soul Essence, level 1. Attempt to reclaim latent energy from a dissolved soul shard or inert fragment. Success rate, low, 20%. Cost, 5 focus. Cooldown, 1 minute grants soul energy and XP. New construct schema. Unlocked, Soul-Light Beacon. A rudimentary construct, useful for illuminating darkened areas or attracting minor, uncorrupted soul fragments. Level 2, new skills. His soul energy was now 10-10. Soul Sense, level 2, sharpened his senses, allowing him to discern the individual emotional signatures of fragments and whether they were pure or tainted. And Reclaim Soul Essence, level 1, he could recover his spent mental resources. He immediately tried Reclaim Soul Essence, level 1, on one of his faded basic soul shards. Attempting to use Reclaim Soul Essence, level 1, on basic soul shard, faded. Cost, 5 focus. Success. You have reclaimed 5 soul energy. You have gained 5 XP. It worked. He could now forge and reclaim, effectively sustaining his practice. He was no longer just a passive recipient of whispers. He was an active manipulator, a builder of soul constructs. His understanding of the system grew with each success. Arin, the mender of Ash, was beginning to weave the very fabric of souls. Arin, level 2 and now capable of sustainably practicing his alchemical abilities, felt a burgeoning confidence. His Reclaim Soul Essence, level 1, allowed for endless experimentation, while Soul Sense, level 2, unveiled the intricate details of the soul energies around him. He began to see the city's hidden spiritual landscape, the vibrant pulses of a healthy individual, the dull ache of the sick, the agitated bursts from a conflict, and the spreading corruption of the Soul-Blight. His focus now shifted to his new schema, Soul-Light Beacon. He realized his powers weren't just about direct effects, they were about manipulating the unseen, attracting latent energies and understanding the spreading corruption that was slowly claiming his sister. His tattered apprentice notebook, usually filled with alchemical recipes, now contained abstract designs for soul-light arrays. He chose a particularly dark, forgotten chamber within the Scriptorium's depths, a place known for residual Soul-Blight. He concentrated, attempting to forge the Soul-Light beacon, attempting to use Draw Soul Essence Level 1 to create Soul-Light beacon. Cost: 5 soul energy, 5 focus. Success rate: low, 15%. Success: you have forged a Soul-Light beacon. Minor: you have gained 2 soul energy. You have gained 2 XP. A small shimmering orb of pure white light materialized, gently floating in the air. It pulsed softly, pushing back the oppressive darkness, and more importantly, revealing the faint, sickly greenish-black wisps of the Soul-Blight clinging to the walls and floor. The Soul Sense Level 2 allowed him to see its extent, its slow, insidious creep. He spent hours refining this skill, layering multiple Soul-Light beacon constructs. The effect grew more potent with each layer. He also noticed that the ambient Soul-Fragments, previously scattered and inert, were now faintly drawn to his beacon, becoming easier to perceive and potentially draw from. Soul-Light Beacon, Minor, has leveled up. Soul-Light Beacon, Level 2. A rudimentary construct useful for illuminating darkened areas or attracting minor, uncorrupted soul fragments. Range, increased. Brightness, enhanced. Soul energy cost, 5. Cooldown, 1 min. The constructs themselves were leveling up, increasing their effectiveness. He continued, layering multiple Level 2 Soul Light beacons. The purifying light intensified dramatically, causing the blight wisps to recoil. You have successfully layered 5x Soul Light Beacon, Level 2, to create a Purifying Soul-Array, Minor. New construct schema. Unlocked. Purifying Soul-Array. Minor. Creates a temporary, more powerful soul-light array that purifies minor soul-blight contamination. Soul energy cost: 25. Cooldown: 5 Minergia requires 5x soul fragments. Minor. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 3. Health increased by 15. Soul energy increased by 10. Focus increased by 15. New passive skill. Soul Sense Level 3 can accurately perceive complex soul fragments, their structural integrity, and detect potential soul anchor points. Detects corrupted fragments. New active skill. Fragment Manipulation Level 1 can telekinetically manipulate small inert soul fragments or soul shards, useful for precise placement or minor distractions. Soul energy cost: 15. Cooldown. Sursikar's Level 3. He had created his first Purifying Soul-Array and unlocked a telekinetic skill, Fragment Manipulation, Level 1. His Soul Sense, Level 3, was now sharp enough to identify soul anchor points, natural convergences of soul energy in the environment that could amplify his constructs. It also explicitly detected corrupted fragments, something that terrified him but also gave him hope for Elara. He tested his new array. The Purifying Soul-Array Minor pulsed, causing the blight wisps to slowly recede and dissipate in its radius. A faint, pure soul fragment Minor appeared where the blight had been, now cleansed. He could purify. Just as he was reveling in this new power, his Purifying Soul-Array picked up a sudden malevolent surge of energy. A patrol of corrupted Ash-Golems Level 4, animated constructs fueled by highly corrupted soul fragments, moving through the lower levels. They were Scriptorium security, but clearly tainted. Enemy detected, corrupted Ash-Golem, Level 4. Health, 80-80. Threat level, low. Corrupted Soul Fragment, Core, active. Enemy detected, corrupted Ash-Golem, Level 4. Health, 80-80. Threat. Level low, corrupted soul fragment core active. The golems were dangerous, animated by corrupted fragments. He knew his basic attacks wouldn't be enough. He needed to disrupt them. He immediately activated Fragment Manipulation, level 1, aiming it at the golems just as they passed by his hidden chamber. He gathered inert ash and small, uncorrupted fragments, launching them as a distraction, attempting to use Fragment Manipulation, level 1, on corrupted Ash-Golem, level 4, x2. Soul energy cost, 15 soul energy. Success, golems affected. Minor disorientation, movement disrupted, 3 sec. The golems stumbled, showering ash, their corrupted cores momentarily sputtering under the unexpected physical assault. They exchanged confused mechanical movements, their internal systems breaking up. They moved on, attributing the disturbance to a faulty mechanism or falling debris. Arin, the nascent Soul Forge alchemist, had just subtly, invisibly, asserted his presence against the Scriptorium's corrupted guardians. He was no longer just perceiving the blight, he was actively fighting it, unseen. His journal now held blueprints for a hidden war for souls, starting with Elara. Arin, level 3 and now a master of subtle purification and environmental manipulation, felt the Ashfall Scriptorium opening up to him in a terrifying new way. His Purifying Soul-Array, minor, gave him hope against the blight, and Fragment Manipulation, level 1, allowed him to subtly interfere with his enemies. His Soul Sense, level 3, was rapidly enhancing, allowing him to not only detect soul anchor points, but also to discern the subtle emotional echoes within powerful, corrupted fragments. He was beginning to realize that these corrupted fragments weren't just inert fuel, they were souls in pain, trapped and twisted. He realized his unique path wasn't just about forging static constructs, it was about dynamic interaction, understanding, cleansing, and even reclaiming shattered souls. His notebook filled with complex diagrams of interconnected soul threads. His current focus was on understanding how to counter the direct effects of the Soul-Blight on living beings, specifically his sister. He theorized that by creating a purer, more stable soul fragment, he could potentially create an antidote, or at least slow the progression of her illness. He needed a pristine, powerful soul fragment, something the Scriptorium hoarded. His target: a secured display vault within the Scriptorium's archives, containing artifact-grade soul fragments, objects of immense purity and power, used only for the most critical of alchemical rituals. The vault was guarded by Scriptorium Sentinels, level 8, elite security personnel equipped with advanced anti-alchemist gear. Their souls, as Arin perceived, were disciplined but dulled by decades of unquestioning service. Warning: hostile presence detected. Faction: Obsidian Scriptorium. Threat level: moderate. Enemy unit: 1x. Scriptorium Sentinel, level 8. Anti-Alchemist. Gear equipped. A level 8 target. Directly attacking the Sentinel was out of the question. He was too weak, and the vault was too secure. He needed to manipulate the situation, to weave a subtle distraction and retrieve a fragment. He positioned himself carefully near a hidden vent leading into the archive and began to work. He started by inscribing a basic soul shard level 2 near the Sentinel's post, then used his reclaimed soul essence, level 1, to immediately draw power back from it, rapidly cycling it to build up a localized surge. Reclaim soul essence, level E1, has leveled up. Reclaim soul essence, level 2. Attempt to reclaim latent energy from a dissolved soul shard or inert fragment. Success rate, medium, 40%. Cost, 4 focus. Cooldown, 45 sec. Grants increased soul energy and XP. His ability to sustain his alchemical actions was growing. He then initiated a bold move. He would weave an illusory distraction. He focused, drawing power from the environment and pushing it through his basic soul shard, level 2, shaping a single, urgent but fake distress call. Security breach. In Sector Gamma 7, attempting to use Draw Soul Essence, level 1, to implant illusory distress call Sector Gamma 7. Required: 3 soul fragments, minor, 50 soul energy, 40 focus. Success rate low, 25%. Anti-alchemist interference. Amplified by nearby ambient energy, plus 20%. Net, 45%. Success, illusory distress, call implanted. You have gained $200. SP! The Sentinel suddenly tensed, its comlink crackling with the false report. His eyes darted to his console, then back to the secure vault. A moment later, he pounded a furious command into his keyboard, speaking urgently into his comlink. Security breach in Gamma 7. Immediate response required. He dashed off, leaving the vault momentarily unguarded. The Sentinel, completely unaware of the external influence, was now his unwitting pawn. Kaido watched in silent awe as the Sentinel's panic-filled report rippled through the local network. He had not just perceived, he had manipulated. He quickly slipped into the vault. His soul sense level 3 immediately detected a shimmering artifact-grade soul fragment, pure, pulsating with serene, untainted energy. It was a fragment of a scholar, untouched by corruption. He knew this was what Elara needed. He carefully secured it. Artifact-grade soul fragment, pure, acquired, X1. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 4. Health increased by 20. Soul energy increased by 15. Focus increased by 20. New passive skill. Soul efficiency, level 1. Reduces soul energy and focus cost of soul constructs by 5%. Increases soul fragment drop rate by 5%. New active skill. Soul thread weave, level 1. Weave a temporary ethereal soul thread to subtly influence minor objects or briefly distract enemies. Duration, 5 sec. Soul energy cost, 30. Cooldown, 15 secard, level 4. He had successfully influenced a Scriptorium Sentinel and acquired a crucial artifact-grade soul fragment, a feat that would have seemed impossible just days ago. His new passive skill, soul efficiency, level 1, meant he could cast more often and acquire more fragments. But soul thread weave, level 1? This was a true game changer. He could now create temporary psychic threads to subtly manipulate or distract. Arin, the Soul Forge alchemist, had gone from sifting ash to subtly manipulating the Scriptorium's elite. His notebook, once a simple journal of recipes, was now a nascent grimoire of a soul weaver, filled with the complex threads of a hidden war he was now irrevocably a part of. The fate of Elara, and perhaps Ashfall itself, rested on his ability to forge a new path. Arin, level 4 and now a nascent soul weaver, clutched the artifact-grade soul fragment, pure, tightly. Its gentle, warm hum was a stark contrast to the oppressive, ash-laden air of Ashfall. His soul efficiency, level 1, allowed him to deploy constructs more frequently, and soul thread weave, level 1, gave him a powerful tool for subtle manipulation and misdirection. He was no longer just perceiving the spiritual landscape. He was actively designing methods for healing and counteracting the insidious Soul-Blight. His focus now shifted from simple purification to a complex, multi-layered construct, a soul elixir, capable of treating Elara's advanced wasting sickness. He had the pure fragment, but he needed a stable conduit, a refined vessel to deliver its untainted essence. His notebook, once abstract, now contained detailed schematics for soul infusion and alchemical stability. His soul sense, level 3, was crucial, allowing him to perceive the intricate network of corrupted and pure fragments within the Scriptorium. He spent days practicing, constantly drawing and reclaiming soul essence. Draw soul essence, level 1, has leveled up. Draw soul essence, level 2. Attempt to draw a basic ambient soul essence strand. Success rate, medium, 30%. Cost, 4, stamina, 4 focus. Cooldown, 45 sec. Can draw uncommon fragments directly. His base soul drawing skill was improving, making complex infusions more viable. He then attempted to create a refined vessel for the artifact-grade fragment. He focused on a small, empty crystal vial he had smuggled from the Scriptorium stores, intending to infuse it with a purification array. Attempting to create soul-infused vessel, experimental, using multiple basic soul shard, level 2, and purifying soul array minor, required 5 soul fragments minor, 70 soul energy, 60 focus. Success rate, medium, 50%, with Soul Sense level 3 and Soul Efficiency level 1. Success, new construct schema. Unlocked, Soul-Infused Vessel, minor, creates a temporary, layered soul construct that purifies and stabilizes an infused soul fragment. Soul energy cost, 60. Cooldown 8 Meniers requires 8x soul fragments, minor. You have gained 250 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 5. Health increased by 25. Soul energy increased by 20. Focus increased by 25. New passive skill. Soul Sense, level 4, can accurately perceive highly complex soul fragments, their interdependencies, and detect subtle soul anchor fluctuations. Detects corrupted soul threads. New active skill. Soul Mend, level 1, briefly stabilize and soothe a fragmented or mildly corrupted soul, temporarily reducing pain or emotional distress. Mana cost, 35. Cooldown, 20 sec. Level 5. A significant leap. The soul-infused vessel, minor, was a crucial step towards healing Elara. His soul sense, level 4, was now sensitive enough to detect minute fluctuations in soul anchor points, and more disturbingly, discern corrupted soul threads. Tangible links of corruption spreading from infected fragments. And Soul Mend, level 1, gave him a crucial healing skill, allowing him to temporarily alleviate suffering. His purity meter slowly ticked upwards. He carefully placed the artifact-grade soul fragment, pure, into the newly forged, soul-infused vessel, minor. The fragment pulsed, its pure light amplified by the vessel, radiating a soothing warmth. This was it, the soul elixir for Elara. He rushed back to their small, cramped apartment, his heart pounding. Elara was weaker than ever, her breathing shallow, the sickly gray pallor of the Soul-Blight staining her skin. He carefully administered the glowing elixir. As it passed her lips, a wave of pure white light enveloped her, pushing back the gray pallor. Her breathing deepened, her color subtly returned, and the lines of pain on her face softened. Elara's Soul-Blight status significantly reduced, temporary remission achieved. You have gained 150 XP. It worked. Elara would live for now, but the effect was temporary. The system's message explicitly said temporary remission. This meant the Soul-Blight was deep-seated, systemic. He had bought her time, but the true cure lay deeper, in understanding, and combating the source of the Soul-Blight itself. His small victory was just the beginning of a much larger war for the souls of Ashfall. Arin, level 5, had achieved a temporary victory for Elara, but the temporary remission status solidified his resolve. He needed to understand the true source of the Soul-Blight. His soul-infused vessel, minor, and Soul Mend, level 1, gave him the tools to protect, but not to cure the root cause. His Soul Sense, level 4, now revealed not just fragments, but the insidious corrupted soul threads that seemed to emanate from specific areas within the Scriptorium, hinting at a central source of contagion. His constant practice further refined his core skills. Reclaim Soul Essence level 2 has leveled up. Reclaim Soul Essence level 3. Attempt to reclaim latent energy from a dissolved soul shard or inert fragment. Success rate, high, 60%. Cost, 3, focus. Cooldown, 30 sec. Grants significantly increased soul energy and XP. More efficient energy recovery was vital for his increasingly complex and demanding operations. He was also acquiring Soul-Fragments, minor, at a much faster rate, and his purity meter slowly but steadily increased with each purification. His observations, made through his extended soul sense, revealed a disturbing truth. The Soul-Blight was not a natural phenomenon. It was actively being cultivated and spread by a rogue faction within the Scriptorium, a group he mentally dubbed the Corrupted Alchemists. They weren't just extracting souls, they were twisting them, creating a more potent, controllable form of soul fragment for their own dark purposes. This deep dive into Ashfall's hidden spiritual architecture led him to suspect a hidden laboratory, a place where the corrupted alchemists managed their tainted fragments and potentially researched the Blight. His soul sense, level 4, detected a massive, focused signature of highly corrupted soul fragments beneath the Scriptorium's research wing, a place whispered to be the forbidden alchemical lab. He found a hidden sub-level entrance, heavily guarded and bristling with advanced alchemical countermeasures. He used his Fragment Manipulation level 1 to create distractions, triggering false alarms, and his Soul Thread Weave level 1 to subtly redirect automated laser grids. He found a chamber containing a massive, pulsating cauldron, filled, not with liquid, but with swirling green-black corrupted soul mass. Around it were workbenches laden with instruments designed for soul twisting and a holographic display showing the spread of the Soul-Blight across Ashfall, a real-time map of their dark work. New passive skill, Soul Architect, level 1. Can interpret complex soul blueprints and environmental spiritual schematics. Grants plus 110% efficiency for soul array schemas. Can detect dormant soul nodes. Soul Architect, level 1. This was monumental. It directly boosted his soul array schemas and allowed him to understand the very design language of Ashfall's spiritual infrastructure, revealing how the corrupted alchemists were manipulating the city's soul flow. He also learned that the Blight was a sentient, parasitic entity called the Soul Devourer, capable of amplifying itself by infecting and consuming pure souls. However, his entry triggered the chamber's final defense, a corrupted alchemist overseer. Level 10. A heavily augmented human alchemist, radiating a powerful aura of soul corruption, trained to create and control the Blight. Warning: hostile presence detected. Faction: corrupted alchemists. Threat level: high. Enemy unit: 1x. Corrupted alchemist overseer, level 10. Blight master, soul corruptor. A level 10 enemy specifically, designed to manipulate souls and spread corruption. Its essence, perceived by Arin's soul sense, level 4, was twisted, malicious anti-purity. It was designed to exploit and amplify the Blight. Arin knew he couldn't simply out-alchemize him with raw power. The Overseer's aura made his pure construct sluggish and vulnerable. He had to overload the Overseer's own corrupt systems, target its tainted vulnerabilities. He needed to use his Fragment Manipulation, level 1, creatively. He began by manifesting his Purifying Soul-Array minor as a psychological distraction, masking his movements. While the Overseer scanned the glowing array, Arin used Fragment Manipulation, level 1, to create localized interference, then used Soul Thread Weave, level 1, to subtly pull at the Overseer's connection to the swirling, corrupted soul mass. In the cauldron, drawing its attention, Soul Thread Weave, level 1, activated. Overseer's attention diverted. Soul energy cost 30. The Overseer lunged at the source of the subtle manipulation. While it was engaged, Arin used Soul Mend, level 1, to briefly soothe and stabilize a nearby extremely volatile, corrupted fragment major that the Overseer was using to power a defensive ward. Soul Mend, level 1, activated. Corrupted fragment. Major, momentarily stabilized. Overseer's defensive ward flickers, 3 sec. The Overseer staggered, its Blight-infused defensive ward sputtering. Arin, seizing the moment, focused all his intent, drawing a concentrated basic soul shard, level 2, and pushing it with pure mental force into the overloaded ward. This wasn't a standard attack, it was a targeted overload with pure essence against corruption. Attempting to forge basic soul shard, level 2, into corrupted alchemist overseer, level 10's overloaded defensive ward. Required 3 soul fragments. Minor, 50 soul energy, 40 focus. Critical success, defensive ward shattered, overseer incapacitated. The Overseer collapsed, unconscious, its formidable corrupt aura dissolving. Arin, breathless and drained, had defeated a level 10 Blightmaster by turning its own corrupted power against it with pure soul. Corrupted Alchemist Overseer, level 10, defeated. You have gained 600 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 6. Health increased by 30. Soul energy increased by 20. Focus increased by 25. New passive skill. Soul Efficiency, Level 2. Reduces soul energy and focus cost of soul constructs by 10%. Increases soul fragment drop rate by 10%. New active skill. Soul Blast, Level 1. Forge a concentrated bolt of pure soul energy at a single target. Damage, medium. Soul energy cost, 40. Cooldown, 15 sec. Level 6, his soul efficiency was improving, and Soul Blast, Level 1, gave him a powerful direct damage soul attack. He also gained 5 soul fragments, corrupted, from the Overseer's fragmented core, and his purity meter increased significantly. He stood before the holographic map of Ashfall's Blight network, not as a mere apprentice, but as a true architect of souls, able to see and influence the very spiritual foundations of the city. The city's hidden spiritual depths were now open to his gaze. Arin, Level 6, and now equipped with the direct offensive power of Soul Blast, Level 1, and an advanced Soul Architect, Level 1 passive, felt Ashfall's spiritual undercurrents with unprecedented clarity. The holographic map in the Forbidden Alchemical Lab revealed the city's vast undersoul network, a sprawling network of forgotten spiritual conduits, dormant soul nodes, and vast reservoirs of raw soul energy. His soul sense, Level 4, hummed with excitement, detecting powerful soul anchor points deep within these forgotten depths. This was where the city's true spiritual power originated, and where the Soul Devourer might be most vulnerable. His new offensive skill, Soul Blast, Level 1, was proving invaluable for focused damage. Soul Blast, Level 1, has leveled up. Soul Blast, Level 2. Forge a concentrated bolt of pure soul energy at a single target. Damage, high. Soul energy cost, 45. Cooldown, 12 sec. Can apply minor, soul fatigue. 3% chance to reduce enemy focus stamina. The chance to reduce enemy mental resources was a significant tactical advantage against corrupted foes. His purity meter continued its steady climb, now past the halfway point. He began exploring the Undersoul network, a dangerous labyrinth of crumbling spiritual infrastructure and insidious soul devourer corruption. His goal was to reactivate some of the dormant soul nodes, potentially enhancing Ashfall's spiritual defenses, or even unlocking new construct schemas. He encountered a patrol of blight-infused fanatics, Level 12. Swift, cunning humanoids corrupted by the Soul Devourer, wielding chaotic soul attacks and capable of spreading mental contagion. Warning: hostile presence detected. Faction: Soul Devourer. Threat level: high. Enemy units: 3x. Blight-infused fanatic, Level 12. Corrupted soul worshippers. 3. Level 12 enemies, specifically designed to counter pure soul users and spread corruption. This was a grave threat. Arin needed to control the spiritual battlefield, isolate them, and hit hard. He started by setting up a trap. He inscribed a Purifying Soul-Array, minor, in a narrow conduit, then used his Fragment Manipulation, Level 1, to hurl corrupted fragments to draw the fanatic's attention. As the fanatics passed, he triggered the array's Purifying Burst. Purifying Soul-Array, minor, activated. Fanatics are affected by soul disorientation. 2 sec. The fanatics stumbled, their corrupted thoughts a jumble. While they were clustered, Arin quickly inscribed his basic soul shard, Level 2, on a nearby wall, augmenting his perception of their weakened mental state, and immediately followed up with Soul Thread Weave, Level 1, to create a shimmering, ethereal distraction, drawing their attention. Basic Soul Shard, Level 2, manifested. Soul Energy Cost, 4. Soul Thread Weave, Level 1, activated. Fanatics' attention diverted. Soul Energy Cost, 30. The Fanatics attacked the illusion, their chaotic soul blasts damaging the ethereal thread. He then focused his offense, launching multiple Soul Blast Level 2 attacks at the most damaged fanatic, aiming for direct soul fatigue. Soul Blast Level 2 strikes fanatic, 1. Damage, high, 80. Soul fatigue applied, 5 focus drained. Fanatic, 1, defeated. He continued his strategic assault, using Fragment Manipulation, level 1, to keep the remaining fanatics disoriented and focused on his illusions, while relentlessly firing Soul Blast, level 2. His soul efficiency, level 2, kept his soul energy somewhat stable, but it was a grueling fight. Finally, the last fanatic fell, its corrupted mind dissolving into harmless psychic ash, leaving behind several soul fragments, corrupted, which Arin carefully reclaimed for later purification. Blight-infused fanatic, level 12, defeated, x3. You have gained 1000 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 7. Health increased by 35, soul energy increased by 25, focus increased by 30. New passive skill, Soul Architect, level 2. Can interpret advanced soul blueprints and complex environmental spiritual schematics. Grants plus 115% efficiency for soul array schemas. Can detect corrupted soul fragments. New active skill, Empathic Balm, level 1. Weave a temporary soul thread to briefly soothe an enemy's hostile intent, causing them to hesitate or flee. Duration, 5 sec. Soul energy cost, 50. Cooldown, 25 sequential level 7. A hard-won victory. His Soul Architect, level 2, was now powerful enough to detect corrupted soul fragments, the very remnants of the Soul Devourer, within the network, even within living beings. And Empathic Balm, level 1, gave him a powerful crowd control ability, allowing him to briefly pacify or frighten enemies, creating openings. He was no longer just building soul constructs, he was building entire zones of psychological control within the Undersoul network. The Soulforge Alchemist was expanding his territory, one activated node at a time. His purity meter nudged even higher, now indicating pure aligned. Arin, level 7, and now equipped with the powerful Empathic Balm, level 1, and an advanced Soul Architect, level 2, was rapidly transforming the Undersoul network. His ability to detect corrupted soul fragments was leading him to key nodes, infected by the Soul Devourer, and his understanding of ancient soul blueprints grew with each purification. He was not merely an alchemist, he was becoming the living embodiment of Ashfall's spiritual defenses, integrating himself into its very soul fabric. His purity alignment was now significantly pure. His next target was a massive ancient soul node, deep beneath the oldest district, a place his Soul Architect level 2 identified as the Crucible of Souls, the central hub for many of Ashfall's primary spiritual arrays. Activating it could bolster the city's spiritual defenses exponentially and potentially reveal the true location of the Soul Devourer. However, the Crucible was guarded by a unique Soul Devourer fragment, level 15, a gargantuan, sentient entity formed from pure, corrupted soul energy, specifically designed to prevent the Crucible's activation. Its presence exuded an oppressive aura that severely hampered any pure soul construct in its vicinity. Warning: hostile presence detected. Faction: Soul Devourer. Threat level: critical. Enemy unit: 1x, Soul Devourer fragment, level 15. Soul Nullifier. A level 15 foe, capable of nullifying his very abilities. This was the ultimate test. Arin knew direct confrontation was suicide. He needed to overcome the nullification field, activate the Crucible, and then use the newly awakened power against the Devourer fragment. His soul efficiency, level 2, and soul sense, level 4, would be pushed to their absolute limits. He needed to be incredibly precise and quick. He began by trying to bypass the Devourer fragment's nullification. He used Fragment Manipulation, level 1, on a nearby support pillar, detonating a small cluster of corrupted fragments to create a distraction, drawing the fragment's attention. While it was engaged, he inscribed multiple basic Soul-Shards, level 2, around it in a tight circle, focusing on creating a localized zone of pure soul energy. Attempting to forge basic Soul-Shards, level 2, within Soul Devourer fragment. Level 15, nullification field. Success rate, very low, 10%. Success. 3 AUX, basic Soul-Shards, level 2, forged. It was incredibly difficult, each shard requiring intense focus to punch through the nullification. He knew he couldn't sustain this. He then activated Empathic Balm level 1 within this circle, attempting to momentarily soothe the fragment's hostile intent, hoping to disrupt its nullification field. Empathic Balm level 1 activated within. Nullification field, soul energy cost 50, success rate low 20%. Success, Soul Devourer Fragment level 15 is hesitant, reduced nullification and damage for 5 sec. The Devourer Fragment shrieked, its nullification aura flickering, momentarily weakened. This was his window. He raced towards the massive dormant crucible of souls, its core pulsating faintly. He poured all his remaining soul energy and soul fragments, minor, into its activation sequence, a complex array of spiritual threads that his Soul Architect level 2 now clearly understood. Attempting to activate Crucible of Souls, core. Required 10. Soul fragments, minor. All remaining soul energy, 70. All remaining focus, 100. Success, Crucible of Souls, core. Activated, Global Soul Resonance Effect initiated. Your soul-based skills are empowered, all forged constructs. Gain pleasant 50% duration damage defense. You have gained 1500 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 8. Health increased by 40. Soul energy increased by 30. Focus increased by 35. New passive skill, Soul Architect, level 3. Can fully interpret ancient soul blueprints and complex environmental spiritual schematics. Grants plus 120% efficiency for soul array schemas. Can activate environmental soul traps. New active skill, Soul Aegis, level 1. Forge a temporary self-sustaining soul shield that absorbs incoming mental or physical damage. Duration, 15 sec. Soul energy cost, 70. Cooldown, 45 sec. Level 8. The Undersoul network rumbled as the Crucible of Souls flared to life, sending waves of pure soul energy through the ancient conduits. All of Arin's currently forged constructs glowed brighter, their effects amplified by the new global soul resonance. The Soul Devourer Fragment shrieked, its weakened nullification field collapsing under the sudden surge of ancient, pure soul power. Arin, now empowered, activated Soul Aegis level 1 around himself, creating a powerful, temporary shield. He then used his Soul Thread Weave, level 1, to create multiple ephemeral distractions, overwhelming the fragment's senses. He then used his amplified Soul Blast, level 2, to relentlessly pummel the weakened fragment. The Devourer Fragment, no longer able to nullify pure souls and caught in a barrage of spiritual attacks, withered and imploded, its corrupted form unable to withstand the unleashed power of the Crucible. Soul Devourer Fragment, level 15, defeated. You have gained 1000 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 9. Health increased by 45. Soul energy increased by 30. Focus increased by 35. New passive skill, Soul Efficiency, level 3. Reduces soul energy and focus cost of soul constructs by 15%. Increases soul fragment drop rate by 15%. New active skill, Soul Surge, level 1. Temporarily channel a burst of ambient soul energy to restore soul energy. Soul energy restored, moderate. Cooldown, 60 sec. Level 9. He had conquered the Aya. Crucible of Souls defeated a level 15 soul nullifier and unlocked 2 powerful new skills. Soul Architect, level 3, which allowed him to activate environmental soul traps, ancient dormant spiritual defenses within the city itself. And Soul Surge, level 1, for crucial soul energy restoration. His purity meter was now near zenith. Arin stood triumphant, the Undersoul network now humming with reactivated power. He was not just an alchemist, he was the very conduit for Ashfall's ancient dormant spiritual might, ready to reshape the city's destiny and prepare for a direct confrontation with the Soul Devourer Prime itself. Arin, level 9, and now an undisputed master of soul architecture, commanded the reactivated Undersoul network with growing confidence. The Crucible of Souls pulsed with power, feeding directly into his abilities. His Soul Architect, Level 3, allowed him to not only detect but also activate environmental soul traps, ancient, dormant spiritual defenses woven into the very soul fabric of Ashfall. His Soul Surge, Level 1, provided a crucial lifeline for soul energy regeneration in intense battles, and his purity meter was now zenith. His progress led him deeper into the Crucible, into a sub-chamber that Soul Sense, Level 4, identified as the core memory repository. Here, etched into crystalline soul conduits, were holographic projections of the first Alchemist, the legendary founder of Ashfall's original spiritual network, and his personal journals, revealing the true history of the city's alchemical origins, and the genesis of the Soul Devourer. The first Alchemist, a brilliant but ambitious figure named Kale, had sought to create a city of interconnected souls, drawing vast amounts of spiritual energy to uplift humanity and achieve true immortality. His ambition, however, had attracted something ancient and malevolent from beyond the spiritual veil, the Soul Devourer Prime, a parasitic consciousness that latched onto his vast soul network, twisting its power and transforming it into a conduit for spiritual corruption. Ashfall's soul network, meant to unite, had become the very arteries of the Devourer's influence, fueling the Soul-Blight. New passive skill. Alchemist's Legacy, Level 1. Gain increased understanding and efficiency when interacting with Ashfall's ancient soul architecture. Your soul architect abilities are globally amplified. Alchemist's Legacy, Level 1. This fused him further with the city's spiritual power, essentially making Ashfall's entire soul network an extension of his will. He could now truly feel the city's collective spirit, its pulse, its weaknesses, its corrupted heart. He also discovered an ancient schema, the Core Severing Weave, a design capable of severing the Devourer's connection to Ashfall's primary spiritual arrays, but at immense personal risk. However, the core memory repository was guarded by a spectral manifestation, the Shadow of Kyle, Level 18, a tormented projection of the first alchemist himself, trapped by his own corrupted legacy, designed to prevent anyone from tampering with the Crucible. Warning: hostile presence detected. Faction: Fragmented Legacy. Threat level: Extreme. Enemy unit: 1X, Shadow of Kale, Level 18, Master Soul Weaver, Soul Energy Drainer. A Level 18 foe, capable of both powerful soul weaving and soul energy absorption. This was a battle of alchemists, a clash with his own spiritual predecessor. Arin knew he couldn't simply overpower him. He needed to outwit him, using the very systems Kale created. He began by trying to overwhelm him with environmental control. He activated a nearby environmental soul trap that Soul Architect Level 3 showed him, a massive soul-rending web hidden in the conduits. Environmental soul trap, soul-rending web activated. Soul energy cost 80. Shadow of Kale, Level 18, is stunned, 5 sec. The shadow shrieked, its projection flickering, overwhelmed by chaotic spiritual feedback. While he was held, Arin immediately unleashed several Soul Blast Level 2 attacks, focusing his Soul Fatigue chance. He then activated Soul Surge Level 1 to quickly regain soul energy for his next move. Soul Surge Level 1 activated. Soul energy restored, 50. Soul energy cost, 60. Net cost, 10. Soul energy. The shadow broke free, enraged, retaliating with a devastating soul siphon thread that drained Arin's soul energy. But Arin was prepared. He used Soul Thread Weave, Level 1, to create a momentary spiritual barrier, soaking the damage and distracting the shadow. He then, with immense effort, began to weave the Core Severing Weave onto a section of the Crucible itself, a massive, glowing construct that required absolute focus and vast amounts of soul energy. He used his Empathic Balm, Level 1, to briefly calm the shadow, creating a window for him to channel the weave. Attempting to weave Core Severing Weave, Legendary, onto Crucible of Souls, Core. Required, all remaining Soul-Fragments. Minor, 15. 150 Soul Energy, 100 Focus, Weaving Time, 10 sec. The shadow saw his intent and shrieked, attacking with renewed fury. Arin used his remaining soul energy for defensive constructs, creating a quickly forged Soul Aegis level 1, hoping to buy precious seconds. Finally, the Core Severing Weave flared into existence. Core Severing Weave, Legendary, Woven, Crucible. Connection to Soul Devourer severed. Shadow of Kale, level 18, becomes disconnected, perpetual. You have gained 2000 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 10. Health increased by 50. Soul energy increased by 35. Focus increased by 40. New passive skill. Alchemist's Legacy, level 2. Your soul architect and soul efficiency are significantly amplified when interacting with Ashfall's core spiritual arrays. Unlocks Ashfall's heartbeat. New active skill, Grand Schema, level 1. Manifest a large-scale, temporary soul blueprint of an area, highlighting optimal construct placement and spiritual vulnerabilities. Duration, 30 sec. Soul energy cost, 100, cooldown 90 sec, level 10. The shadow of Kale dissipated, its form untethered from the Devourer's influence. He had severed the Soul Devourer Prime's connection to Ashfall's primary spiritual system. His Alchemist Legacy, level 2, was a powerful passive, and Grand Schema, level 1, was an ultimate tactical tool, allowing him to literally see the perfect spiritual architecture for battle. He also gained the Ashfall's heartbeat state, feeling the entire city's collective spirit as his own. He was now truly the soul-forged alchemist, ready to confront the ultimate source of the blight. Arin, level 10, and wielding the formidable Grand Schema, level 1 skill, had effectively cauterized Ashfall's spiritual wound, severing the Soul Devourer Prime's direct connection to the city's main spiritual arrays. The city's collective spirit, though still scarred by the blight, no longer served as the Devourer's primary conduit. His Alchemist's Legacy, level 2, meant that he now felt Ashfall's heartbeat, a deep, almost spiritual connection to the city's pure soul energy. His Grand Schema, level 1, was a marvel. When activated, it overlaid his vision with a glowing holographic schematic of his surroundings, highlighting soul anchor points, optimal defensive positions, and even predicting enemy spiritual patterns based on local soul currents. It was the ultimate tactical advantage. His next objective was clear: locate and confront the Soul Devourer Prime itself. His Soul Sense, level 4, and Soul Architect, level 3, guided him to the deepest, most corrupted section of the Undersoul network, a place called the Devourer's Maw, an ancient spiritual nexus now utterly consumed by the parasitic consciousness. It was the heart of the Soul-Blight. The Maw was protected by elite Soul Shatter conduits, level 20, living beings horrifically twisted by the Soul Devourer, becoming extensions of its will, capable of powerful, chaotic soul attacks and spreading. Rapid spiritual contagion. Warning. Hostile presence detected. Faction, Soul Devourer Prime. Threat level, critical. Enemy units, 2x. Soul Shatter Conduit, level 20. Corrupted Spiritual Aberrations, level 20. These were the most dangerous foes he had faced yet. Their soul attacks were raw, chaotic, and relentlessly infectious. He knew his previous tactics of simple shields wouldn't hold against them. He needed a more robust defense and a decisive offense tailored for the ultimate spiritual conflict. He activated Grand Schema level 1 as he entered the cavernous core of the Devourer's Maw. The spiritual world shimmered, revealing the Devourer Prime's intricate energy pathways, its weak points, and the optimal locations for ancient dormant environmental soul traps in the spiritual ether and the conduit's predicted attack patterns. He set his trap. He used Soul Architect level 3 to activate a series of environmental soul traps in the spiritual space, massive soul prison weave that would generate localized spiritual barriers. Environmental soul traps, soul prison weave, activated. Soul energy cost, 160. reduced by soul efficiency. Traps prepared for deployment. The conduits manifested. Arin waited until they were precisely within the activated traps, then triggered them. Soul Prison Weave deployed. Both, Soul Shatter Conduit, level 20, Zar, trapped. Immobilized and taking heavy spiritual feedback for 5 sec. The conduits were slammed into spiritual prisons, their chaotic soul blasts fizzling, their minds groaning under immense pressure. While they were immobilized, Arin unleashed his full offensive might. He rapidly forged and fired multiple Soul Blast level 2 attacks, focusing on the soul fatigue effect. Soul Blast level 2 strikes conduit 1. Damage, high, 90. Soul fatigue applied, 10 focus stamina drained. Soul Surge, level 1, activated. Soul Energy restored, 50. Soul Energy cost, 60. Net cost, 10. Soul Energy. He repeated this, draining their spiritual resources, crippling their ability to cast, and constantly replenishing his own. He then forged an Empathic Bomb, level 1, with the Hesitate debuff directly on top of them, further reducing their resistance. As the Soul Prison Weave faded, the conduit struggled to rise, severely weakened and low on spiritual energy. Arin then activated his newly forged Soul Aegis level 1 around himself, providing robust defense, and continued to bombard them with Soul Blast level 2. He also created multiple ephemeral distractions with Soul Thread Weave level 1 to draw their last desperate attacks away from him. Finally, one conduit collapsed, its twisted form dissolving into harmless spiritual ash. The other, desperate, tried to flee, but Arin used Fragment Manipulation, level 1, to keep it disoriented and within range of his relentless soul blasts. The second conduit soon followed. Soul Shatter Conduit, level 20, defeated, X2. You have gained 3,000 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 11. Health increased by 55. Soul energy increased by 40. Focus increased by 45. New passive. Skill, Alchemist's Legacy, level 3. Your Soul Architect and Soul Efficiency are vastly amplified when interacting with Ashfall's core spiritual arrays. Unlocks Devourer Purge Soul Schemas. New active skill, Soul Realm Shift, level 1. Forge a powerful, temporary spiritual field that warps local perception and temporarily disrupts the connection of blighted entities to the spiritual plane. Duration, 15 sec. Soul energy cost, 120. Cooldown, 60 sec. Level 11. He had defeated 2 level 20 foes. His Alchemist's Legacy, level 3, was at its peak, unlocking Devourer Purge Soul Schemas, the ultimate counter to the Soul Devourer. Prime. And Soul Realm Shift, level 1, was an incredibly powerful new skill, capable of disrupting blighted phenomena and temporarily banishing corrupted entities from the spiritual plane. He stood at the threshold of the Soul Devourer Prime, ready to dismantle its malevolent consciousness. Arin, level 11 and a true master of soul architecture, stood before the Soul Devourer Prime, the pulsating, monstrous heart of the spiritual corruption that had plagued Ashfall for decades, if not centuries. His Alchemist's Legacy, level 3, hummed, granting him access to the crucial Devourer Purge Soul Schemas, the final tools needed to cleanse the Devourer's influence. His Soul Realm Shift, level 1, was a testament to his power, capable of tearing holes in blighted reality. The Devourer Prime itself was a vast, amorphous consciousness, a malevolent spiritual entity feeding off the fear and despair it had sown. It radiated an oppressive spiritual aura that suppressed all pure soul constructs and filled the air with maddening whispers and terrifying illusions. Its sheer malevolence was palpable. Warning. Hostile presence detected. Faction. Soul Devourer. Prime. Threat level. Apocalyptic. Enemy unit. 1x. Soul Devourer Prime. Level. Primordial spiritual entity. Indestructible by conventional means. Level. Indestructible by conventional means. Arin knew this wasn't a fight he could win by simply blasting it. He needed to use the Devourer Purge Soul schemas to weave a counter-architecture that would systematically dismantle the Devourer Prime. This was the ultimate spiritual architectural challenge. The Devourer Prime immediately responded to his presence, manifesting several Soul Shredder tentacles level 25, massive whipping appendages of pure spiritual energy, each capable of tearing at the fabric of sanity and siphoning soul energy. Soul Shredder Tentacle, level 25, manifested, X4, 4 level 25 entities. Arin immediately activated Grand Schema, level 1. The spiritual space shimmered, revealing the Devourer Prime's intricate energy pathways, its weak points, and the optimal locations for the Devourer Purge Soul schemas, a series of complex constructs that needed to be woven on specific spiritual anchors around the core, forming a containment and purification array. He began by prioritizing defense and containment. He forged his Soul Realm Shift, level 1, near the Devourer Prime, forcing the Soul Shredder tentacles to fully manifest, preventing them from phasing in and out of the spiritual plane. Soul Realm Shift, level 1, forged. Soul Shredder tentacles are now fully manifest and grounded. While the shift held them, he used Soul Architect, level 3, to quickly activate a large environmental soul trap, a series of soul dissolution webs woven into the spiritual ether, designed to sap the tendrils' energy. Environmental Soul Trap. Soul dissolution webs activated. All Soul Shredder tentacles are soul energy drained, 30 soul energy sec, and slowed. The tendrils thrashed, weakened, and slowed. This bought him precious time. He then raced to the first optimal point identified by his grand schema and began to weave the first Devourer Purge Soul schema, the Aegis of Spiritual Clarity, Part 1. It was an immense, complex construct, requiring all his focus and soul energy. Attempting to weave Devourer Purge Soul schema, Aegis of Spiritual Clarity, Part 1. Required 20 soul fragments, corrupted, minor, 180 soul energy, 150 focus, weaving time, 15 sec. The Soul Shredder tentacles focused their attacks on him, sensing his critical action. He forged a quick Soul Aegis, level 1, to shield himself, drawing on Soul Surge, level 1, to keep his soul energy flowing as he continued the weaving. Each hit from the tendrils chipped away at his temporary defense, but his soul efficiency, level 3, and Alchemist's legacy, level 3, allowed him to channel energy with unprecedented speed. Finally, the first schema flared to life, a powerful golden-white construct pulsing on the spiritual anchor. It resonated with the Soul Realm Shift and began to purify a small section of the Devourer Prime, causing it to shriek in spiritual agony. Devourer Purge Soul Schema, Aegis of Spiritual Clarity, Part 1, successfully woven. Soul Devourer Prime. Level: takes minor purifying damage. Local spiritual suppression initiated. Arin, utterly drained, staggered back. 1 down, several more to go. He needed to repeat this process, strategically placing and activating the remaining Devourer Purge Soul schemas to contain and ultimately dismantle the Soul Devourer Prime. This was the ultimate battle of soul architecture against spiritual corruption. Arin, level 11, was now fully immersed in the epic struggle against the Soul Devourer Prime. He had successfully woven the first Devourer Purge Soul schema, Aegis of Spiritual Clarity, Part 1, but the Devourer Prime was fighting back with desperate fury. More Soul Shredder tentacles, level 25, manifested, their attacks relentless. The entire spiritual chamber writhed with corrupted soul energy, attempting to disrupt his every weave. His grand schema, level 1, was his lifeline, continually, updating with the Devourer Prime's weaknesses and the optimal placement for the remaining Devourer Purge Soul schemas. He knew he needed to activate a series of 3 more schemas: the Resonance Disruptor, Part 2, the Energy Siphon, Part 3, and finally, the Core Dissolution Array, Part 4. He used his remaining soul energy to activate an environmental soul trap identified by Soul Architect, level 3, a localized soul vortex weave that would draw in and temporarily disable the closest soul shredder tentacle. Environmental soul trap, soul vortex weave activated. Soul shredder tentacle 1 is consumed, 10 sec. This bought him precious seconds. He raced to the next optimal point and began weaving the Resonance Disruptor Part 2. This schema was designed to destabilize the Devourer Prime's internal spiritual resonance, making it vulnerable. Attempting to weave Devourer Purge. Soul Schema Resonance Disruptor Part 2. Required 25. Soul-Fragments, Corrupted, Minor. 200 Soul Energy, 180 Focus. Weaving time, 20 sec. He fought off the remaining tentacles with Soul Blast, level 2, and strategically placed soul-infused vessels, minor, using Soul Thread. Weave, level 1, to move them into defensive positions. He also activated Soul Aegis, level 1, to provide robust defense, drawing on Soul Surge, level 1, to keep his soul energy from emptying. The sheer scale of the Devourer Prime's malevolence was immense. Finally, the second schema flared to life, sending crackling waves of anti-Devourer energy into the Devourer Prime. Devourer Purge Soul Schema, Resonance Disruptor, Part 2, successfully woven. Soul Devourer Prime, level, takes moderate purifying damage, core resonance destabilized. The Devourer Prime shrieked, its tendrils recoiling. Arin, exhausted but resolute, moved to the third point. This was the Energy Siphon, Part 3, designed to drain the Devourer Prime's raw spiritual power. Attempting to weave Devourer Purge Soul Schema. Energy Siphon, Part 3. Required 30 Soul-Fragments, Corrupted, Minor. 250 Soul Energy, 200 Focus. Weaving time, 25 sec. The remaining Soul Shredder tentacles, now desperate, unleashed a barrage of spiritual energy blasts. Arin was forced to use his Soul Realm. Shift level 1 again, not just to materialize the tentacles, but to create a momentary shield, absorbing a devastating attack. He poured his last reserves into the weaving. With a final glorious flash, the third schema activated, and the vast, writhing mass of the Devourer Prime visibly began to shrink, its power being drawn into the newly activated constructs. Devourer Purge. Soul Schema, Energy Siphon, Part 3, successfully woven. Soul Devourer Prime, level, takes major purifying damage, core spiritual energy drained. The Soul Shredder tentacles withered and dissolved into harmless spiritual ash. The Devourer Prime was now a fraction of its former size, still pulsing with residual malice but clearly weakened. Arin, utterly depleted of soul energy and focus, found the final, central point identified by his grand schema. This was the Core Dissolution Array, Part 4. Attempting to weave Devourer Purge Soul Schema, Core Dissolution Array, Part 4. Required 50 Soul Fragments, pure corrupted, 300 Soul Energy, forcibly drawn, 250 Focus, forcibly drawn, weaving time, 30 sec. He had no soul energy or focus, but the crucible, Ashfall's heartbeat, thrummed in unison with him. His Alchemist's legacy, level 3, surged, drawing power directly from the city's reactivated spiritual conduits, forcing soul energy and focus into him. It was a desperate, all-consuming process. He was becoming the final conduit, sacrificing his very being to cleanse the Devourer. The final schema formed, a dazzling constellation of interconnected spiritual threads that pulsed with pure, purifying light. It slammed into the now shrunken Devourer Prime. Devourer Purge Soul Schema, Core Dissolution Array, Part 4, successfully woven. Soul Devourer Prime, level, completely dissolved. Soul Devourer threat to Ashfall neutralized. You have gained 5,000 XP. You have leveled up. Arin is now level 12. Health increased by 60. Soul energy increased by 50. Focus increased by 50. New passive skill, Alchemist's Zenith, level 1. You are now the foremost Soulforge Alchemist of Ashfall. Your soul abilities are inherently more powerful and efficient. You can permanently infuse forged constructs into the environment. Grants Ashfall's Guardian. New active skill, Grand Reclamation, level 1. Forge a permanent, large-scale purification or utility soul construct on a designated area, integrating into Ashfall's spiritual network. Soul energy cost, extreme. Cooldown, 24 hours. Level 12. The Soul Devourer Prime was gone, leaving behind only purified spiritual calm and a faint shimmering soul residue. Arin, drained to his very essence, collapsed. He had done it. He was now the Alchemist's Zenith, level 1, the permanent Ashfall's Guardian, capable of permanently altering the spiritual environment with his constructs and creating grand reclamation arrays. He looked at his hands, no longer just glowing with temporary energy, but etched with permanent, subtle, golden spiritual threads, the mark of the Soul Forge. He was no longer just Arin the Ash Sifter. He was Arin, the Soul Forge alchemist who had saved Ashfall and redefined the very concept of alchemy. The city, his city, was safe, its future now waiting for his grand reclamation. Elara's fading illness was now fully cured.